Now, Wales, 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 the home of the 20-mile-per-hour zone, the one-party state, the poor little left-wing enclave that's been dominated by Labour for over 2 decades now. Ever since devolution, could have a very nasty surprise in store if they make the big mistake of backing Plaid in the forthcoming Senedd elections that are due to take place next year. Because they're mad socialists, basically. They have proposed that they're going to introduce a 4-day working week. Let's speak to Ross Clark, who's an excellent columnist at The Sun. Now, Ross, when it comes to the economy in Wales, I've seen some of the dilapidated neighbourhoods in the old valleys, in the Rhondda and Merthyr Tydfil, on the north coast, such as Rhyl. I don't think they can afford to be introducing luxury policies like a 4-day working week.
Well, everything will be different when we're working 4 days. Of course, it'll be smart and wealthy and everything. I mean, the idea that you can increase productivity by working 4 days rather than 5. I mean, do they mean productivity per hour, or do they mean overall productivity per worker? Well, you might be able to increase productivity per hour, certainly if you're a pen pusher at the Welsh Assembly, by cutting out pointless meetings and so on. But it's still going to be a pretty big push to produce more in 5 days than you can produce in 4 days. And of course, workers can't do it. By definition, there are a lot of jobs which cannot be, done in fewer hours. I mean, if you're a carer, for example, you're contracted to look after somebody for a set number of hours. Well, you can't do that job in 80% of the hours, can you? You just be doing 80% of the job. The same applies to, childminders, bus drivers, and I mean, how are you supposed to do your work in 80% of your hours of a bus driver? You'd have to put your foot down and drive 25% faster, wouldn't you? But you wouldn't be able to do that in Wales because they just introduce their 20-mile-an-hour speed limits that will reduce your productivity. So the thing is just completely balmy. It's just playing to the gallery. But reading what their proposals are, I'm not quite sure. I mean, are they just proposing what to do for government workers, or are they? It seemed to me they're going to try and impose it upon the rest of the economy. Well, I don't think they quite have that power to compel people to work only 4 days rather than 5 days. So
the problem with little parties like Plaid, a bit like the Green Party, is they don't get the scrutiny they deserve because they are absolutely unhinged mad socialists. As somebody who's lived and worked in Wales for BBC Wales, for ITV Wales, on Welsh Assembly elections, I've seen it firsthand. These people are cuckoo, and the sort of things that they espouse are frankly super dangerous. They want, for instance, Wales to be a refuge nation, come one, come all. All the asylum seekers can come to Wales. Oh, that's really going to help matters, isn't it? I remember when I was reporting for ITV Wales during ISIS time, the jihadists were having a barbecue in one of the big parks in Cardiff, in Penarth Park, with their ISIS flags. All come for a little grill up together. It's crazy. It's got enough problems as it is. Then you've got a situation of this a candidate now for Plaid, Ms Al-Faifi, who made disgusting anti-Semitic comments, had to be thrown out the party. Next thing, she's back standing as a candidate for the Assembly elections coming up next year, doing her campaign videos in a full burqa. Then you've got Bethan Said, who used to be known as Bethan Jenkins, who's a former Senedd member, who's insisting that little Welsh schoolgirls should have to go to school wearing hijab so they know what it's like for the Muslims. These people are crazy.
Well, it does rather seem, as you said, Wales has been a sort of one-party state since the formation of the Welsh Assembly 25 years ago. But, it seems that the Welsh people are now turning away from that, and they are going to chuck out this one-party, Labour, who've been governing the country for all those years. But, it seems that a fair number of voters seem to be tempted to this even bigger rabbit hole in the form of Plaid Cymru, who seem to think that Labour have failed in Wales because they weren't left-wing enough, which, I mean, is pretty absurdity. I mean, you look at what's happening in Wales. The NHS is underperforming there. The economy has underperformed the rest of the UK. And we've got sort of policies such as, the Labour government there thought it was a good wheeze to introduce this sort of treble council tax on the second homeowners.
It's crazy. The Principality is going to die. Ross, thank you ever so much. I've got to love you and leave you.